Hello friends, why to use and how to use solar energy efficiently. India is having a ambitious target of 500 gigawatt installed capacity of green energy by 2030, and to achieve that target, India is installing a huge amount of solar into the grid, whether it is domestic or it is industrial. Industrial solar energy is directly integrated into the grid, which are purchased by the discoms to fulfill their obligations. However, the domestic solar energy is basically used by the domestic consumers only. So it is to be used very efficiently as it is available during the daytime when it is less demanded. You might have heard of this duck curve. Duck curve is basically the net demand curve of the country during the daytime when the solar is the highest. That time net demand comes down, and in the evening again the net demand increases. However, solar energy decreases. Because of that, this duck curve forms. Solar energy has a lots of drawbacks. Because of that, we have to smartly plan to use the solar energy. Now let's talk about the drawbacks of solar energy. Solar energy is intermittent because it is dependent on weather, as it is very unpredictable to forecast the weather, so it is very much intermittent. Further, it is available during the daytime only, that is the solar hours from maybe 5 to evening 5. Moreover, it is generated in DC and it is very much difficult to store. For whole electricity, it is very difficult. Storing electricity needs a huge investment. Commercially, we use AC current, that is alternating current supply, in our household as well as commercially or industrially. So whenever DC supply, that is direct current supply, is generated by solar generators, then this is to be converted into AC supply. For converting that DC energy to AC energy, we need inverters, and inverters are very low efficient, ranging from 50 to 70%. So it is always very inefficient to convert DC supply to AC supply. Again, it is generated in the daytime, but we require electricity much in the evening as well as night. So for to use that DC energy in the evening or night, we need to store that energy into the batteries, and batteries requires a lot of investment, commercial investment. For domestic users, it is very difficult for them to share with others and do some business. Also, if somebody wants to sell their domestic electricity generated from their rooftop to the grid, then also it is not possible because all the discoms in the country has not implemented the bidirectional energy meters. Also, wherever there is bidirectional meters, there also the price of the energy injected into the grid by the consumers or the customers, it is very low because it is not dependent on frequency, or discoms will always offer you a rate lesser than the rate at which they offer you electricity. Hence, the energy which is generated from the rooftop through solar, this energy is to be used very smartly. So today let's talk about how we can use our rooftop solar energy very smartly so that the cost of energy which is levied on us, that comes down. To use solar energy efficiently, we have to think in different way. We have to use DC appliances which we generally don't use at our home, because the conversion of DC into AC itself is very inefficient. Because of that, we lose power in that point. So it is better to use DC appliances rather than AC appliances at home. Obviously, we'll have AC appliances at our home. With that, we shall have to have a different wiring for DC also, so that we can directly use the solar energy for the appliances. Next efficient way of using DC will be charging our vehicle as well as scooters during the solar hours. The surplus solar energy will be used for charging the scooter as well as vehicle, so that will reduce our losses. In our day-to-day use, we use many appliances which are DC run or whose batteries are charged mainly through DC. Through our AC, it is getting converted into DC, then only these equipments are charge like mobile, laptop, TV, and many more electronic equipments. So those equipments, if we supply from DC sources, that is our solar rooftop, then that will also increase our efficiency of using DC. Next is injection of domestic energy into grid may also be made frequency dependent, though it is not dependent on us. That requires a regulatory reforms from the government. Then only our solar energy can become efficient. If the injection of solar energy becomes frequency dependent, that is whenever frequency of the grid goes down, that time if somebody injects energy into the grid, that give more tariff to the people. As a result, the people or the customers will be encouraged to inject power whenever there is a low frequency into the grid, and that will also help the grid to increase the frequency whenever frequency comes down. Friends, these are the few ideas how you can efficiently use your rooftop solar in your domestic use. Hope you will like the ideas. Here there are few ideas through which the efficiency of the industrial solar generation can also be increased, though we need not bother about all those because government as well as the companies, those who are generating, they are continuously taking many steps to increase the efficiency of the solar energy being generated by the industries and solar parks.